Catherine Delahunty.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. He mihi nui ki te wiki o te reo Māori, he mihi nui ki te reo Māori, te reo rangatira o Aotearoa. To the Minister of Education, tēnā koe, Minister. What was the split, if any, by percentage of enrolment into private, public and home-based early childhood in the Better Public Service Targets Result 2, increased participation in ECE, and what was the relative increases and decreases for each from the previous year?
Very good question. Honourable Hiki Parata.
Tēnā koe e te kai manawa, tēnā koe te mema pāremate o te rōpu kākāri ko te whakahoki kia koe, kāre e tika nei roto i tō pātai te papa mō tēnei BPS. Engari, me whakapākehea pēr, kia mōhio mai koe haha taku whakahoki kia koe. We don't use enrolments in specific ECE centres to measure the BPS goal. Instead, we use the prior participation rate, which measures whether or not a child participated in ECE before starting school. The government is strongly committed to getting more kids into ECE in whatever kind of provider that those parents choose, so that they're much better placed when they get to school.
Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Given her public service figures show an increase in the number of children in home-based early childhood education, does the Minister accept that the only way she was able to meet her better public service targets was by forcing children to enrol into low-quality, home-based early childhood education?
Honourable Hiki Parata.
Mr. Speaker, no. Enrolments in home-based made up 9.37% of total enrolments in both 2012 and 2013, while community-based services in 2012 were 53.1% and in private services 46.9%. In 2013 it was 50.8% for community-based and 49.2% for private services.
Supplementary
question, Catherine Delahunty.
Is she confident that all children who account for the increase in enrolment figures are enrolled in quality early childhood education services? And if so, why?
Honourable Hiki Parata.
Mr. Speaker, I'm confident that children are enrolled in the early childhood provision that is the choice of their parents. These can be parent-based and home-based. They can be teacher-led and centre-based. They can be in te reo Maori, te reo o Hāmoa, te reo Pākehā, te reo o ngā tāngata e tohu ana kia rātou. It is up to the parents as to where they enrol them and to make those determinations.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the Minister's answer, but my question was about quality, not the parent.
Order. I heard the question and I heard the answer. The answer was addressed. If the member wants to take the matter further, use further supplementaries, and in fact I'll allow the member an additional supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that the Minister canned the review of home-based early childhood and refuses to set 100% qualified teacher requirements, how can she guarantee that children in the early childhood services are getting quality education?
Honourable Hiki Parata.
Mr. Speaker, 95.1% of teacher-led centres are funded at a rate of 80% plus for the qualified teachers. We have now 6,500 more qualified early childhood teachers than there were in 2008. In terms of the home-based, we continue to, through a working group, to work with the home-based providers to determine how quality can be assured in that area. So the member is quite wrong on both her assertions.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Given that in 2011 the Minister of Education promised a specific review into home-based early childhood because of the concerns about the sector, why is she saying that that is not going to happen?
Honourable Hiki Parata.
Mr. Speaker, I haven't said that that's not going to happen. What I have said, and just a few minutes ago, is that there is a working group on home-based provision in train now. Secondly, I have indicated that with the significant investment into ELI, the Early Learning Information System, which will give us more accurate data on both child places and our placements, that will give us a better basis for making a determination. Thirdly, we are engaged in a funding review. By the confluence of all of this work, we will be in a better position to determine the contribution that the home-based services make to the early childhood sector.
Supplementary question, Te Urara Flavel.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker.
Tēnā koe.
He te minita, tēnā koe. He hāngai tuna ana tēnei pātai kia koe. Has the Minister any reports on progress in increasing Māori participation in the early childhood education area in regions where participation is low, and which addresses one of the milestones set out in the relationship accord with the Māori Party.
Honourable Heke Parata.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, tēnā koe, te rōpū te Pāti Māori. Thank you for that question. Yes, I'm happy to tell you that in the past 2 years we have seen a 3% increase in Māori participation in early childhood education, which brings the overall total to 93%, and our target is 98%. So it's risen significantly. We have more work to do, and region by region it is also rising, and happily our Public Achievement Information Framework will provide us with the story by 16 regional councils and by territorial local authority, and therefore, in terms of ngā rohe o tēnā iwi o tēnā iwi o tēnā, he whakamihi tēnei ki te Pāti Māori.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Does the Minister agree with the National Health Committee when they said that poor quality early childhood education can do more harm than not participating in early childhood education at all?
Honourable Heke Parata.
I haven't seen that particular report, but the reports I have seen have told us that the opportunity... I read a lot of reports, not always the Sunday Star Times though, and what I do know is that quality is made up of a range of things. It includes the qualifications of the teachers, it includes the involvement of parents, it includes the ratio of participation, it includes the affiliation to te whāriki, te marautanga o te rāngai, and all of those together make up quality. Of course, the other members of the House aren't interested in quality.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Order. Point of order,
I seek leave to table the National Health Committee findings on the quality of early childhood education being dangerous if children do not receive quality.
Order. Can I just
It's
clarify?
from October 2012.
Order. Isn't this a document that was distributed to all members of Parliament?
Well, the Minister hasn't seen it.
Order. I'm not.
It's from the NZI submission.
Order. That document has been distributed to everybody.
Okay, if you say so.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Why has the Minister been so intent on driving the numbers of enrolments up without focusing on quality, as the Green Party is proposing to do by committing to 100% qualified teachers in teacher-led early childhood services?
Honourable Heke Parata.
Yet another question that is assertion and has no fact. I am interested in both how we get more kids involved in early childhood education, how we raise the diversity of choice for parents to decide for themselves where they want to send their children, how we invest in quality. I've just told the House that 95% of teacher-led centres are funded at 80% and above. This government has also nearly doubled the spending into early childhood education from $800 million to $1.5 billion. It is now 32% more affordable than it was in 2008. For every dollar a parent spends, this government spends $3.45. Next year, for the first time, this government has funded already a postgraduate qualification for teachers. We do what we're going to say rather than talk about it.
Point of order, Kevin Hay.
Well, the Minister, by sitting down, has answered my point of order. So.
Well, it probably wasn't an appropriate point of order then. But question number 7, Honourable Annette King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question's to the